Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Is it going? Is it going? It is. Hey, everybody. There's a possum. I don't know if you can see it. I started a minute early because there's a possum. Can I zoom in? You can see it right there. Maybe it'll come back and say hello. Hey, CyberGFX. Hi, everybody. I have a new camera. Can you hear me? I have a new computer, a new setup, a whole new thing. I'm not on a Chromebook anymore. I'm not on a piece of trash. A little bit nicer. I went to a refurbished store and I got it a little bit cheaper than what is sold online. I'll wait for people to come in. Hello. Hello. Are you the only one here? I think Chromebooks are large email machines. Ahoy, Zoom student. Ahoy. Yeah, Chromebook is just like, I like it. I like it for writing. I'll crawl in bed with it and I'll plug it in and, I don't care if I roll over on it at night when I fall asleep to Ratatouille. It's nice. This just lives here and in my room. Hey, Dingletuck. Thanks for joining in. I don't like this jacket. This jacket looks gross. So this is a nicer camera, so you're really going to see how my eyebrows aren't drawn in right and how my jacket's a little dirty. But there was a possum that visited me like a minute ago. That's why I started the stream a little early to see if you can see it. Oh, it disappeared. It ran away. Hi, Haley. I listened to the Bright Side Butts episode, and that song you started with was... Thank you. Oh, it's also daylight savings time. So I'm starting the stream at 6. In the winter when I started it, it was pitch black, and I had these candles like a witch. And now it's light. Look. And I'm going to get, I have a camera with a little zoom light. That's going to look nicer, but the old, some stupid fucking cord couldn't fit into the computer. So now it's just going to go tossed into the ocean, into a dolphin's asshole, right? But this is the yard. It's nice. I'm like that. Used to have a bunch of like bushes and I trimmed them down and I put some weed whacker juice that hopefully will kill the dog next door. Let's hope it dies. They're still not dead yet. I don't know, like wildflowers? What do you think would look good over there? I look, ugh. I'm not used to this light. I'm not used to looking like this. Thanks, Wicked. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's weird how time works. It's 9 o'clock in Philly. I think some people watching this are like in Norway. Lord knows, it's like Tuesday in Norway, wherever that is. So how are we doing? I got vaccinated today. Look at this. Right here. It's just purple. Hey, Motor Charge. I got vaccinated. I feel great. 3 a.m. in Norway? 3 a.m.? Is it like always light there? Is that one of those places that like never gets dark? I got my implant. The government's tracking me now. They're going to look at all my dick jokes on Twitter. I'm being tracked. SG implant, part of it is, so wait. Are they really implanting me with a chip? Do I get a chip in me? Because I was arguing with this crazy girl who called herself an anarchist. And I was like, I don't want to be chipped. And she was like, but your phone is chipped and the government can follow you. And I was like, I can put my phone on a bus going that way and I can walk that way. Like with a chip, you're just being seen all the time. Let's see how my hair looks up. I'm carrying around a chip in my pocket, but the thing is my phone, I can just throw this in a dumpster and then boogie on somewhere else. You know what I mean? How does his hair look up like this? Oh, man. Oh, you mean about the light in Norway? Okay, thanks, Motor Church. It's like, what the fuck did I put in me? I really did stroll up. I took the subway to some weird bus, and the bus went on the highway, which was pretty cool. It's kind of fun going places where I don't know where I'm going to go. You know, I just get on the bus and I'm like, okay, I guess we're on the highway now. And then I walked into this building and no lines. I had a piece of paper that said I'm a bartender. And I sat down in a chair. It looked weird. It looked very like Handmaiden's Tale, you know, like everyone's like set really far apart. And it was just like in the basement of a building. The nurse was very nice. I said, I don't like needles. And she's like, oh, you know, she did treat me like a little baby. Like, you know, when you see the babies that go get their shots and they're just like, the doctor's like, boop, 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 boop. But it just pokes them real quick and sweet. It was kind of like that, you know, when she put the poison in me. Oh, you can predict 90% of the time based on my Google data? Well, probably at the liquor store. It's less about the real time tracking and more about gathering data about your habits. Ugh. So they can sell more bullshit to me that I'm just going to throw away? Hi, Successful Soil. Yes, it's daylight. It's daylight savings time. Should I move the stream back to later so it's night again? I don't know. All I know is I got a big-ass forehead. So yeah, and they gave me the little thing, and I had to go sit in a chair in the corner 15 minutes to make sure I wasn't convulsing. And then I asked the lady to give me the shot. I was like, where's a good place to eat around here? And she's like, I talked to a firefighter, and he said go to this place called Tacos 1986, I think. And then she shot, and I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It's like 20 minutes away. I walk there, and delicious. Some of the best tacos I had in Los Angeles. Homemade tortillas. And it was the meat. It was that carnitas meat right off the fucking spit where they just take the animal and put a tube in its asshole and then spin it around. What were you drinking? Red wine. It's early enough for late night Europe. T-shirt tour. Yeah, I got this one in the Grand Canyon when I went and stayed there by myself, which was a lovely trip. I can't recommend going and traveling alone enough. I mean, it's a little like you can't just get drunk, you know. Even though I did, you know, in the hotel, like, whirlpool. You can't just go get drunk when you're traveling alone, but I love it. You can just go do whatever you want, fuck off wherever you want. I don't make any plans. I don't check into any hotels. I just keep going till my feet give out, and then I see something and I check in there, if that. I'll sleep on a beach. The Grand Canyon Castle. What would be the worst place to travel alone? I mean, I'm saying if we're doing like America travel, I would say probably like as a woman, I definitely traveled through northern Louisiana before. I did not like it. People were giving me a look. Yeah, in pretty much a lot of places as a female. But they were just giving me these really dirty looks. They did not want me there. And you know what? I don't have to be there. I was going to like visit my mom in Amy. It was really depressed. It was poor. It was, people were mad. Like, get these city folks out of here. Okay. I never, you know, I was raised around that sort of like conservative religious vibe, and I never want to tell people what to do with their life, ever. You live your life, right? But they never got along with me, and they did not want me living my life at all. They did not want me doing that at all. Anytime I was alone, like I remember eating Wendy's alone, and again, the dirty looks, and it came back to my family that your daughter was eating at Wendy's alone. What is this girl up to? I'm like, I don't know. I just wanted some like French fries dipped in a Frosty. I have to ask a dude to go do this for me. That's called being a prisoner. It's being a prisoner, which is also being a woman. Also being a woman. There was this guy I used to follow on YouTube who would do like traveling stuff, and he was a man, whatever, you know, men are great, but he didn't get that like women are treated differently in certain cultures. Like he was in India, and he pointed at this woman, and he says, "That's my wife. Come on, what are you doing? That's my wife. What's she doing getting on that bus? My wife." And all these people were looking around and looking at her and getting mad at her. And I was like, dude, you can't make these jokes. She's getting fucked up now. Like, you're walking around A-okay. You're fine. You're like a tall dude, you know? She get on that bus, probably gonna get fucked with. Like lunch outside with a beer and a book is the bomb. Yes. Rural Pennsylvania. I mean, there's a lot of like, because I forgot how big America is, and I wanted to go drive to see my mother in Mississippi, and then I looked at the states in between. I was like, it's a whole ass continent. I can't be doing that. That's like 6 days to get there. And also driving through a lot of places that like they don't want me. Northern Louisiana doesn't want me. Also, the border between Texas and Louisiana, they don't want me. Most places don't want me. New York wants me. LA tolerates me. You miss eating out? I miss eating out too. Well, Hexbomb87, where are you? Because I think in LA they're doing minimum indoor dining right now. Some places are doing indoor dining. I say go for it, you know? The people washing dishes, they gotta make money. Just, you know, be respectful, wear the mask, be nice. I wear the mask when people come up to the table, and I'm not snippy with servers. I tip them way over 20%. When we are in LA, there's a helicopter. Let's see what's going on in the Citizen app. So Citizen app connects all the police reporters. EMS activity, don't know what that is. Report of a man armed with guns at Goodwill. Police received a report of a man armed with a gun at Goodwill. All right. We're coming back. Vehicle struck bicyclist. Richmond went from being the most restaurant city dense in the U.S. per capita, like half we've closed. Oh, motor charge. Man, they've closed it. That's a bummer. There's so many people that like put their heart and soul. Restaurants are already really hard to maintain. Like to build a building and a restaurant and a kitchen, and there's so much stuff that like goes on behind the scenes. Like you got to have a place where you dump your grease, because you can't just be dumping grease in the grass. Then you're just killing all these fuckers. You got to get like a container to put your grease in. You got to get sewer drainage. Like you got to get a proper like walk-in cooler. There's a lot that goes in. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of like people that come in and they check and they look at all the dirt and the nooks and the crannies. And if they figure out one roach, you're fucked. You know, it's got to be clean. So people put their heart and soul into this. I hope they come back. They didn't force the COVID shit on corporate restaurants and businesses here, but they hit the local places hard because they can't afford to fight back. Yes, that's it. I definitely was like, when I was still bartending and COVID was early on, you know, when you're done bartending, you want to go get a beer, right? I'm a human being. I've been on my feet for 6 hours dealing with assholes. I want a beer. And I would go to this little local place right close. And every time I would go in there, they would have these people, oh my God, tattletales to the government, snitches, fuckboys that would just come in and be like, well, the awning is this close, far over these 3 tables, so these tables are considered inside. And they were like, we make thousands of dollars with these 3 tables. We make $1,000 a night each table. Oh, you guys, now it's indoor dining, so you gotta close it out now. Just fucking up small business. It made me so mad. Radicalized me. I got the first 3 weeks ago. I started trying to go back to some sense of normalcy, but it's messing with my head the whole time I go anywhere. Whoa. They set up a snitch line for businesses so people just walk around telling all these places. Yeah. And I think the government gives you like an incentive, some peanuts. Fuck them. My dad used to own a restaurant. He had to trap raccoons to save money. Oh my God. Because if you get a professional raccoon trapper in there, that's a lot of money. And you're probably going to rape your butthole. Attaboy points. Horrible. Why anybody would want to do that blows my mind. But then I was like having a falafel wrap outside and like in a park. And then these 2 dudes, they were sitting there talking and they're like, I called the health department on these people that they were working out and they weren't wearing masks outside and they were doing push. I had to call the police on them. I'm going to call back and make sure that whole thing is shut down. And I was like, do you get a cookie? Do you get a fucking cookie? You being a little bitch, calling and tattling on people working out in the park and they weren't wearing masks? Fuck this dude. That kind of guy invites you over and doesn't have a beer in his fridge. You know what I mean? Moderna. Imagine not just minding your own fucking business. Yeah, people that don't mind their business. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. And like, that's the big reason I can't bring my mom to the city, because she was like walking around New York. You know, when you're in a city, keep your head down, mind your business, just keep going. You'll be fine, right? But some guy was on a bicycle and like blasting music, and I can't believe he would be playing music so loud. What? And then like words were exchanged, and it like escalated, and I was like, we got to go. And then she was just like standing there and being like, I'll fight him. And I was like, he's a teenager. He's going to drop kick you. She is a strong woman. She can handle an axe. I do respect my mother. She can handle an axe. She does chop firewood. But a teenager coming at her? No. Little bitch cookie. Yes. That's what they get. They get a little bitch cookie. Can you imagine? I had to call the health department. They snitched at me. People aren't trusting each other anymore. I mean, this whole standing 6 feet away, putting the mask on, it was necessary to do. It was necessary. But people have lost any kind of like connection, closeness, trust, familiarity, gone. Joy, masks hide your smile. They hide your smile. So people, they're angry. Have you noticed that, how angry they are? I got the AstraZeneca vaccine. I think COVID has made us all stir crazy. Yeah, and we're stir crazy, and people are bored. Boredom leads to violence. I fully believe that. I don't know. You gotta learn to smize. Oh, with the eyes. With the eyes. Trust has to be retaught and rebuilt. Absolutely. But I do think that people, because I'm starting to like dress a little more, showing the skin a little more, you know, because we've been stuck inside and like can't touch people and covering ourselves. You know, I feel like I'm like liberated. So I'm like wearing my whore outfits and like strutting around. I see a lot of other people doing the same. I think we're about to get into some like sucky, fucky time. Hey, Uncanny Rachel. I like it. Back the fun. I stayed 6 feet from people before all this. Nothing changed for me other than I'm saving money not being at the bar. Well, there you go. I guess some people naturally just always want to be away. The biggest thing COVID took from me was hugging my friends, and I'm going to start hugging the shit out of everybody. As you should. As you should. I think on my Hinge profile I wrote, name something you can't wait to do. And I was like, I can't wait to go out and hug people. And like all these dudes are like, you can hug me. You can hug me. It must be hard being a dude. I don't want to like shit on them at all. At all. I'm going to be ancient Rome level debauchery. Oh yeah. It's going to be. But we got to watch ourselves when we go to a bar, when they start opening up, because we've all been drinking at home. Drinking at home and drinking out, two different things. At home, I can kind of level it. I get my water. I go pass out. I'll even pass out with my makeup on. I don't care. But at a bar with your friends, they're just like, do one more round. Do one more round. And next thing you know, I'm just like in a gutter. Those are my neighbors. I don't like her voice. It's weird. It sucks assuming you always have, yeah, having people. Wait, what? It sucks assuming you always having you assume people have ulterior motives. Yeah, Mr. Cleaneronica. I don't know. It's just one of those voices that like lays eggs in my brain. You know what I mean? It just lays eggs in my brain. That beer goes so well with a cigarette. That's right. Do you ever hear somebody's voice or look at somebody's face and you're like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't trust it. Nope. Just like immediately. And usually you turn out to be correct. And I don't know if it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy because the way you speak to them and the way they come back, you know what I mean? But yeah, usually when I don't like the cut of someone's jib, it's for a reason. I had a boss once. I didn't like the cut of his fucking jib. He just had a very pretentious look. You know, like when you want to punch somebody and take them down, very pretentious, very sort of, I was like, fuck this guy. And then, you know, caught talking to him, come to find out, like, he doesn't make coffee. He, like, grinds his beans every morning and puts them in a little fucking special vase that brews it itself. You know, those coffee snobs, but they don't just make drip coffee. They're like, I could never have drip coffee. I have to spend 10 minutes making my coffee at home with a loud grinder. Your fucking voice. Being single for the first time in 10 years during COVID was stupid. Hopefully right, but people getting back into sucky time. Thank you. Anyways, oh yes, and he also, he was a D-bag. A lot of people quit under him. I think I might have to move this stream back like an hour because I like the dark. That's okay. Being single is, oh dear. Being single is, F around and find out, is good. Do it. I love being single. I mean, I would love to be in a relationship, don't get me wrong, with somebody who's very kind and respectful and sexy and wonderful. And an all-around 10. Of course, wouldn't we all? But being in a relationship just for the sake of it, not my bag. If somebody tries to give me a nickname right off the bat, we ain't gonna get along. This might, yeah, Nito Cheeto. Yeah, if they didn't know your handle and they're like, hey, Nito Cheeto, check a load of this guy. You'd be like, I don't fucking know you. Should I move back there? Should I move back there? I'll share. I think I should move. I'm gonna smoke this, but if they keep talking like this, I might move back there. Maybe I'll set up my stream in the back. There's like a little garden area. I don't know. What is that voice? What is this childlike voice? Yeah, let me know if that voice is annoying. This is a 50-year-old woman. I mean, I get it. You want to be a child at heart forever, don't we? It is an actual child. You want to be a child at heart. That's what keeps you young, right? It's just laughing and loving. The only thing bothering me is that I can't figure it out. Man, I'm going to move back there. I'm going to move in the back. Because I can't handle those voices. I can't handle those fucking voices. Alright, here we go. Sorry, guys. I think doing it earlier was a mistake. There we go. Won't pass the dog shit. Where shall I sit? Oh no, now you're gonna hear these neighbors. I'll do here for now. All right, yes. No, that's actually her. That is 100% her. Let's see how this looks. I don't like this. That's 100% a full-blown woman. Anybody got a fall, Let's see, how does this look? That is an orange tree, Emery. Is this weird? This is weird. I don't like this lighting. Maybe I should move back. She's just outside singing. Everybody, I am here and we got yeah. That's the last words you hear right before she cuts your dick off. Yeah, I don't like this. I'm gonna go back. I think she's almost done cooking. Yes. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I could stream here. Now you're gonna hear these people. Which people would you rather hear? This family? Or that woman? Or that woman screaming? This is where the magic happens. Oh my god, just stream right in their yard. Yeah, you're gonna hear these people. They're cooking too. They have this daughter that she's got a lot of problems, you know what I mean? She's got a lot of like health and mental issues, and she talks like this. Oh, that's nasty. Oh no. And it's like really loud, and like she doesn't understand what she sounds like. she's mentally ill. But yeah, I got all that out. Let's see. I like how I'm just cavalier, taking the most expensive thing I own in one hand and a glass of wine in the other. All right, we're back to where we started. Back to see where we started here. Maybe I should get like an office. Maybe I should get like an actual office and not just sit outside. Well, it's going to be nighttime soon. I'll light the candles. I feel like this stream is a disaster. I feel like this is a disaster. I got excited about it, but I'm feeling a little. Maybe it's the COVID shot. I got to go back in 1 month to get it, and then I think that's got to be the one that fucks you up, right? The second one. I'm not looking forward to that. Not at all. I think I got COVID right when it happened because I was a bartender in Hollywood, right? Like right in the heart of it. And I definitely remember joking around that I had diarrhea, and I almost like came back out from the bathroom and like said it to a regular, but then I was like, no, don't say that. Like, don't. No matter how regular you are, I should not be like flushing the toilet and you hear me coming out like, whoo, I had diarrhea. Want me to make you another mojito? So I remember that very vividly because I never get diarrhea at work. But I think I had COVID. It put you out for a day? Damn. I'm essentially wanting to take these streams on a Friday night and glean jokes from it so I can go on tour. I do miss stand-up. I miss it. I thought for a while there, I was like, oh, what if I never went back and did stand-up? Because it can be hard. It can be like, I'm in a Days Inn in Wyoming washing my socks in the sink, and like performing to like 10 people that don't like me. But then I remembered that you craft and cultivate your own audience. And I think I'm at this point now where I could get more people that like me. Or at least I understand who I can cultivate it to. Like I should probably go to like rock venues. You know what I mean? Because for a long time I was touring with dudes who were very clean. They're very late night specific. And it's good to work clean. It's hard to work clean. You're going to be a better comic if you do. But do I want to do that every single time? No. And then, you can feel it right when you walk on stage. The audience just immediately had this like, like they just hated me. There was like very like kind of Chicago. It's like a very male dominated vibe. And I think I can not do that anymore. I don't have any issues from the shot, but my roommate did. Yeah, my mother didn't have any issues from the shot. What did your roommate do? Did they get put out? But I think I can find my own place, my own audiences, like advertised to the right kind of people. You know what I mean? And not just these like suburban moms. It was a lot of like suburban moms, suburban dads, just like they want to go out for the night. They want to have a sangria and they want to get some nachos and then watch a comic. They want to laugh. I get it, right? Will they like me? Probably not. Should I learn to talk to these people? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're human beings. Do I want to? No. Motor Charge is going? Oh, bye, Motor Charge. Come back sometime, yeah? But anyways, I'll glean some kind of comedy from this. What it is, I don't know. Yeah, the COVID vaccine. I don't like these spooky things in my body. And I'm smoking a cigarette. I get it. And I've definitely gone to parties and they've been like, take this. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like seeing colors. I've absolutely done that. But the thing that made me fine with taking it is rich people took it. If wealthy people took it, like lawyers, doctors, the former president, they took this. So obviously it's not going to have bleach in it. You know what I mean? He has type 1 diabetes, so he just took a 24-hour nap. I mean, what is this? I was reading the ingredients. There's acid in it. There's some kind of sulfuric acid in it. But I also use an acid cream for my face. I don't know, man. I don't know. I read it was Cheese Whiz. They put Cheese Whiz in the vaccine. I definitely got a Philly cheesesteak yesterday. Treated myself. I walked to get it, and I thought they would have like a bench to eat it on. No bench. Very anti-bench. You know? Come on, what are you going to do? Eat in this restaurant? Get the fuck out of here. What's next? Fly in an airplane? Go on. Beat it. Scram, kid. But they were very anti-park, anti-bench. It was just like cold concrete and nowhere to even... I was like, do I just sit down on the concrete and eat this? Like I talk to birds? Like what's going on? I went home. I took it all the way home. But I think it's because the unhoused situation has gotten way worse in Los Angeles. I mean, if you walk under any bridge here, it's just communities living there. And of course, they got kicked out of their place during this time. You know? I'm sure many of them they're just trying to survive, right? But some of them, I saw this dude the other day when I was getting this computer, and it was like close to a bad area, and he had his little stupid dog, and the dog just took the biggest, hottest shit I've ever seen. He just kept smoking a cigarette and then walked on. Like he didn't care. I was like, dude, this whole block is fucked. Like I gotta walk across the street now because I can smell it. Because your dog is eating Funyuns for dinner. You're not feeding your dog properly. I think Eddie was the one who said, where'd you get your acid? I don't know. But this vaccine made by doctors. I want to do acid in the desert. I'm like pitching to people, and I hope they approve, because there's going to be a meteor shower on the 21st of April. And it's also Earth Day. So wouldn't it be great to go to Joshua Tree with like 5 of your friends, get a little place, right? Do some acid in the desert, get some blankets or some mushrooms or something, get some blankets, get some water, look at the meteor shower. Oh, that sounds amazing, right? Get a little stargazer map, check it out, you know, fall off a roof and break my neck. That sounds wonderful. I think I should go to Joshua Tree. I mean, my friends are very busy. I did text them about this a few hours ago. They have not messaged me back. Yes, take tons of water. I don't think Joshua Tree even has water. I think it's just a barren wasteland. I also recently got a cheesesteak from a place 20 minutes from my house and still decided to bring it home instead of like eat it in a car or a sidewalk. Yeah, that's F around to find out these cheesesteak places, because cheesesteaks, I mean, it's a whole production. It's messy. It's not sexy. And I'm not going to like eat it on a bench where somebody dookied. And like people are walking by. I think I found a bench. It was close to the subway, and I was like, I could either take the subway home one stop and then just walk home and eat it, or I could sit on this park bench on a busy street, unfurl this cheese meat product and shove it in my mouth for everyone to see. I think I'll take it home. Cheesesteaks should have a little bench area for people. But they were even like, you can't even eat this in the parking lot. You can't eat in the parking. There was like signs like no eating in the parking lot. I was like, okay, it's a big parking lot. They said you couldn't even eat it in your car in the parking lot. I guess because they wanted people to get out of there. There's a pun with someplace underneath that I don't understand yet. I don't know. I don't think so. It's just someplace underneath. I'll ask Natalie. Those are birds. There's a taco truck, Leo's taco truck. It's over there. It's really good. But they love it. They love those little meat scrappings people throw on the floor. Can you hear the birds? Hey, thanks for listening to the first episode on Uncanny Rachel. I really enjoy it. I enjoy this. I hope it, keeps rolling, takes off. Yeah, we can hear the birds. Good. I mean, this is a very interactive stream. You can hear the car going. This is why people play games on Twitch, I think, because it's like something to do, as opposed to like, listen to me, yabber. But I love talking. I think I read a tweet lately because sometimes I'll go on these websites, these like Twitter accounts that are like people that are just so avidly different than me, just to see who are you? How do you live your life? What's going on? Because I know I talk to people like, oh, I'm going to talk to them. How do I talk to you? Right. And this girl was like, I'm a lady. I'm always a lady. I don't talk too much. I don't talk too loud. I never wear pants. I never wear makeup, and I don't lift weights to get muscle. And I was like, bitch, you're doing everything the topsy-turvy of what I do. I talk way too loud, way too often. I lift weights. I wear the whoriest of outfits and the sluttiest of makeup. Hi, Big Schless. Hello. To each his own. But the thing is I want her to live her life. She does not want me to live my life. She thinks I'm a godless witch, which maybe I am. She thinks I'm ruining America. But the thing is, people like me, they did not ruin America. I tell you who ruined America? Wealthy people who hide their money in Swiss bank accounts and don't put it back into the circulation. They just hide it tax-free somewhere else. You don't put it back. Or like you take your jobs. I think there was like a car plant. They like moved. Biden promised that it would not be moved, and like, we're going to keep it. And then it moves to Mexico immediately. Which I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound bad, but keep jobs here. We need jobs here. And they just move them for like, just save a few pennies. Let's just save a few pennies. Let's move it somewhere else. That's who's ruining America. Be a godless witch if you want. Yes, it's not me. Me and my mini skirts and pink bright lipstick. That's not what's ruining America. Go think bigger. Think bigger here. Also, your husband fucking jacks off to me. You know what I mean? That lady. I never wear makeup. I'm always pristine and pure. Yeah? Your husband fucking jacks. Either to me or to his guy friend. Which is fine. But what I always say is if you're going to be gay in the woods, go be gay in the woods. But don't drag along your wife and don't fuck kids in the woods. Which is what they do. It's what a lot of those fucking dudes do. I know it because my cousin did. We discussed this on a stream a few streams ago, but he would like groom boys in these hunting camps in the woods and like had a wife. Go be gay in the woods. Who cares? Don't be a pedophile in the woods and don't string your wife along. That's it. That's all there is. But it's that shadow self. People have this shadow self that they don't want to acknowledge, talk about, and it's usually a direct opposite of what their mask of the world is. It's the reason why a lot of like big bankers that like yell at people all day, like big high-powered corporate men, on their lunch break, they go see dominatrix. They go get their balls stomped on, and then they go back to screaming at people. Right? Or it's like, I'm just a Christian man against homosexuality. Families first. And then they're tapping their foot under a bathroom stall for other men. That's usually what that is. The shadow self is important to know and acknowledge, and a lot of people are afraid and scared to do it because it's so different than what you are. My shadow self, I like to travel, walk around, explore new things. That is my shadow self, for sure. For a long time, I didn't acknowledge it. And I was like, I never really stopped to think why am I always bopping around? Why am I going to New York? I just did these things, because I like cooking. I like keeping things clean. I like making a nice little place for myself. And my shadow self is just fuck this, go. Let's go. Those fundamentalist Mormon people per last podcast series. Yes. What is everybody's shadow self? Oh, and this is also, I think I did this on many streams ago, but here's another important question. If your spirit was a building, what building would it be? Right? I've asked this to a few people. Somebody said their building would be a lighthouse because they're very solitary. They don't really talk to a lot of people, but they're very helpful. And they are. They're on the board of a lot of different groups that help people that actually do good causes. Another guy that said, I guess I'd be a warehouse because I can kind of do anything. And he does. He does lots of he's doing an app over here. He's doing medicine over here. You'd be a cabin in the woods, an outhouse. People gonna poo-poo in you. A hobbit hole. Yeah, so think about what your spirit would be. I said that mine would be a castle, and I know that sounds pretentious, but it's because I have very high walls. I'm definitely out there. I'm talking to people, but I don't really like give a lot of my personal, even though I'm doing this fucking stream every week and I give a lot of personal. Oh, thanks for listening to Spun. The neighborhood haunted house. Hell yeah. Spooky lady. A cottage. So you're like, simple, serene, a little harder to get to, but really quaint. Is that your personality? That's sweet. That's really sweet. That castle. I mean, if somebody says like, hostile, you know what I mean? That's the kind of person that's gonna like go get pregnant by their drug dealer, you know, because they let everybody in. Like a hostel just lets everybody in, which is fine. Be cool, but you're definitely gonna have like an unexpected pregnancy, probably a drug addiction from somebody. A grocery store. There you go. So you're very helpful with people. I would say a grocery store is probably my buddy, Mr. Pastrami. He owns a grocery store in Florida. What a great business adventure, because everybody needs groceries, and you're helping people, also making money. You'd be a local wing taco restaurant. Ooh, I'm telling you, I got these tacos today. When I was getting this vaccine, I asked the lady, and I said this earlier, but for those who are new, I said, hey, where's the place that's like good to eat around here? That's what I always ask. Always ask people when you're like in a new place. Props if you ask like nurses, firefighters, anybody who's like a local that knows all the little nooks and crannies, they're going to know. Firefighters, they know. Also, I mean, cops, they know. Like if you walk into a place and like a bunch of cops are eating there, it's probably pretty good food because they know all of the joints. They know all the local spots. They're not going to eat at some bumfuck place. I remember in Brooklyn, there was this one spot. They didn't have a menu and they didn't have prices. And he was just like, yeah, just tell me what you want. And I was like, it was like a Mediterranean kind of thing. And I was like, do you have like stuffed grape leaves? And he's like, I got it. And you like lamb? You like lamb? And I was like, yeah. And it was like a pay what you want kind of thing. He was like, cops come here for lunch all the time. It was probably the most delicious meal I've ever had. But it was a pay what you want scenario. So I think I gave him, I forget, like $30 at the time. Because it was like a meal and an appetizer, right? Restaurants out of business. I'm thinking a lot of people gave him like $1, probably. You be a theater? Oh, that's cool. Ask Uber Eats drivers. Yeah, because they are always eating your french fries. Glad Mr. P is doing well, not being yelled at by strippers anymore. Or they're getting it for cheap. That's true. Or they're getting like a local discount. Those policies. The firefighters, they know for sure where the good food is. I'm telling you, these tacos, the tortilla was handmade. The meat, fucking juicy pork meat, so good, perfect, tender. I put it in my mouth. Or they're getting it I put it in my mouth. I had so many ideas for the stream tonight, and then when I turned it on, I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna blame the vaccine. I wish that possum would come back. It's also the first episode where the daylight is here, and it's interesting. It's different. When I worked at Jimmy John's, the cops said they ate there because it doesn't make them sick. Oh, man. Do you think that people put, like, doo-doo pills or whatever in cops' food in restaurants? I mean, I've worked in, like, any kind of restaurant you can imagine, and no one has ever done that. But I wonder if... No. Yeah, I don't think they have. I think I'm pretty experienced in restaurants. And in fact, every time like cops would come in restaurants, people would be happy because no one's going to come and like bother the place. There's a lot of people. There was a guy in Hollywood who came up, no shoes, his pants hanging off, out of his gourd, out of his mind. He had a bag of meat. He had a bag of pork in like a pink clear bag. And it was like melty and sweaty and hot. I think it was like 90 degrees that day. And he's like, you want to buy this? And I was like, no. not going to fucking buy your hot meat. I'm not going to buy it. And then he kept insisting, and he came in the restaurant with his fucking toes and just kept stomping around with his little clippy toes with his bag of pink meat, this wet blood sopping on the bottom. Be like, why don't you want to buy this? Buy this. And I was like, we're not going to buy your rotten meat, dude. Like, get out of here. And I think 10 minutes later, he left. 10 minutes later. There was also a psychic that came in one time. I was like, it was early. It was like 9 a.m. I'm setting up. I'm like getting the ice, cleaning the machines, cleaning the gutter, like getting it all prepped, hard work. And he comes in and he's like, I'm a psychic. I can tell you that you work hard, you make money, but no one loves you. I was like, it's not even noon, man. Get out. I would rather deal with a rotten meat dude. You, no one loves you at 9 a.m. and I'm in my apron just hauling ice. Too much. That was too much. And he's like, I'm a psychic. Come to my business or something. I was like, no, like lie to me. At least lie. Be like, I can help you find love, or there's someone that has a crush on you. I can show you, like, lie to me somehow. Not just be like, no one likes you. You're going to die alone hauling ice. You dumb bitch. You're going to die alone hauling ice. I went to another site. I love psychics. I love the scam and the con. But they always look me over and they always say, no one loves me. Every time. I think it was another psychic in LA. He said, this is last year, he said, you're going to change careers, you're going to move, and you're going to get better with fashion. And he said, and I was like, dude, but am I going to get a husband? And he's like, no. Which he's right. I guess he is right. I did get better with fashion despite this t-shirt, but I do take care of my clothes more. I didn't necessarily move, but the world moved. And I did kind of change careers. I mean, I don't know if this is a career. I'm investing in myself more. How many people are subscribed to that guy's Twitch, though? I don't know. I miss Japanese food. I tried making okonomiyaki a couple times, but it just tastes like sad cabbage pancake at home. Japanese food is it's one of the few foods that I will eat out. Like, because I like to cook. I like to make stuff at home. But Japanese food is definitely years of training and like a religion and an art. You know what I mean? And when I try to make it at home, sometimes it's good, but is it like a broth that's been stewing for weeks? No, it's not. Or like sashimi, I'm not going to cut this fish and then hope I did it right. And I'm not going to watch a YouTube tutorial and be like, all right, I saw this 5-minute clip on how to cut this raw fish. All right, let's see if it kills us. Like, this is an art that takes generation. You got to have the right mayo. Yeah, you got to have bomb ingredients. I tell you what I have been doing. That's like my power food is I save all my vegetable scraps that I haven't cooked, like all the seeds from squash or like eggplant outer things that I cut off or whatever, garlic, the things that you throw away. I just put it in a bag in the freezer. And then like once a month, I make it with a big old thing of water and I just stew it for like an hour. Then I get all those, all that good stuff out of it. And then I, discard the vegetables. And now I have this broth, this vegetable broth. It is so good. It is so good with some like mushrooms and tofu. That it really is power food. Highly recommend it. I struggle cooking Japanese food because there's no straight up sugar in it. Because there's straight up sugar in so many things. There is. Well, fun fact about cooking is people used to cook with way more sugar. People would like boil chicken with cinnamon, which sounds weird, but people use natural sugar all the time. And then there was a scientist in, God, am I thinking Sweden? I think it might be Sweden. Don't quote me on that exactly. But he said, sugar's really bad for you. Get sugar out of your diet. No more. You got to just have like It's all savory food. That's it. Sugar's bad for your teeth or something. And so some cultures adopted that, some did not. So that's why you'll see like French bakeries, they'll cook desserts in a whole separate kitchen. Like it doesn't even touch the food. Or like Norway, like they have a lot of pickled ingredients. There's not like sweet, savory stuff. But if you go to like Morocco, there's like honey with the chicken. Or if you go to like Japan or China, there's a lot of like sweet, savory things. If I made sense. I worked at 7-Eleven in a low rent part of town in between from gigs. Long story short, the cops used to be in all the time, so they set me up to cart an underage beer sale, and I checked the date wrong and ended up getting fired instead of getting $100. Wait, what? So I ended up getting fired instead of getting $100 they hand out if you pass. What the fuck? Why do they have to? Cops should not do sting operations. There's enough crime already. There's probably a woman getting assaulted right now, like right over there. Just look over there. It's happening. Why are you like setting up a sting operation? I think in Detroit there was like, there goes that fucking ice cream seller again. In Detroit, the cops put like a big truck with shoes in it, and then just left this is years ago. They left the door open, and then after about an hour, yeah, people are gonna come get it because it's kids, people that are impoverished that need these things. It was a total sting operation, and they arrested all of them. Go fuck! Why are you doing this? There's so many. There's like missing women that go missing. Go to any truck stop, and there's like human trafficking. Maybe do that. Just maybe. Or you know what? Maybe go to a private school and arrest all those kids doing cocaine. Because for some reason, they can do it. And it's kind of fine. It's fine when they do it. Maybe go arrest them. Yeah, cops work for the rich. Hi, I love Lucy 5000. I go on a lot of tangents. Yeah, cops work for the rich. They work for the rich. If you're poor, they don't fucking like you. They don't like you. It's that way kind of all over the world. I was talking to this dude from Eastern Europe, really, really far, Eastern Russia. Really, really far, like cold no man's land. I don't even know, like he told me where and I looked it up and it's like way the fuck out over here. Like nothing, I can't even tell you what goes on. And he said, if you were to come to my country, they would look at you and cops would arrest you and you will not be able to leave until you gave them money. And I was like, but I didn't do anything wrong. And he said, but they can tell you're an American. And I was like, how? And he said, you smile too much. And I was like, smiling is a weakness? He said, smiling is a weakness where I'm from. Smiling is a weakness. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Smiling is a weakness where he's from. I don't want to live in that world. I don't like that world. I'm going to rebel. I'm going to fucking smile. Love your tangents. Thanks, Night Fright. I went to private school and there were so many drugs. Yeah, private school kids do so many drugs. And I do remember this has nothing to do with drugs, but I played tennis for a little bit in high school, but like I got my tennis racket from a Goodwill. It was just a thing for me to do after school to like get me out of the house more. You know what I mean? And like I was a latchkey kid, right? So I'm doing this tennis thing and we have this match with a private school, and it was a really nice private school. Or now that I look back, it actually wasn't, but we were always like, that was a nice school. Oh man. Oh, they got sinks that work. They got food that isn't rotten. Wow, they're doing great. And so we play them in tennis and we're doing doubles and I'm at the front net and this guy goes, my dad owns your dad. And I was like, what? He said, my dad owns your dad. And then they won. They won the game. We had heart, but they had nutrition. They had all the people looking out for them. But I remember going to a couple parties and like I never did drugs in high school. I would have like a beer occasionally. I would have like, mix my parents' alcohol like little bit. But drugs, no, never. But they were I remember going to parties and they would just be like crack, like cocaine, like they had it all. Like things I didn't even know. I was like, what are you guys? They did it. Nobody got arrested. Kids in private schools are the worst. Nutrition was wasted on them. Cocaine was wasted on them. Absolutely. Give the poor the cocaine. What else are you going to do with all that money? I mean, these were kids. I remember my first car I got from a pawn shop, paid in cash. And my parents gave me this lecture on, like, you know, when you buy something, save up for it, get it in cash, haggle with them to talk it down, and then no payment plans. You're not on loan. You get the thing, right? I think that's very good advice. Ice cream man. That's the ice cream man. This guy with his pedo horn clown. And you know what the thing is he just runs with the cart. Like, I tried to get him the other day, and he's like down the block. Oh yeah, so anyways, my parents were telling me about, like, own the thing, you know, save up for it, do your research on it, and then get the thing, right? So I get this car, this Lincoln Town car. It's a boat. And people would make fun of me. But now that I look back, that's a sick-ass car. I think I did pretty good. That's the ice cream truck noise. He just honks a horn. There's no da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's none of that. It's just some dude on a clown horn. With, like, a cold box. You know, we're all doing what we gotta do. That's a boat. But that's a sick-ass car. That's a cool car. I think I did right. I think that's way cooler than, like, I don't know, kids like Mustangs. The private school kids. They were like, I got my Mustang. Like, Mustang, I don't know shit about cars. They're fine. Mustangs don't really have a lot of personality. I want a boat car. I want a Lincoln Town car. And I tell you what, every time I drove through bad parts of town at night, sex workers would walk out of the woods. They just appeared out of the woods to me. And I don't know where they were hiding, and I wish them the best, but I don't know what happened in your life or what's going on. They're, like, hiding behind trees, probably to escape police. But I had a pimp car. Or a girl in my private school had 3 Mercedes before her dad stopped buying them. Oh my God. So she would, like, uncanny original. So she would get a Mercedes and then total it. So the kid's going to total the car. The kid's going to do something stupid. And you know what I did? Like, I'd say about a year. No, wait. I would say 2 or 3 years. I had the car for a while. 2 or 3 years into having it, there was, like, a heavy rainfall. And, you know, those boat cars are pretty low. And there was, like, a big puddle of water. And I was like, I can go through it. My car fucking sank. My car sank in the water. I had to get a big truck to push me out. She totaled 3 in 6 months? No. She's going to graduate and then get out in the world and have, like, a bigger shock. You know, I almost feel bad for this person that had 3 Mercedes that her parents kept buying for her, because she just thinks, like, Mercedes grows on trees, and, like, what a big ass tree if that happens. But she just thinks that these things just happen and appear, and then so she's going to get out in the real world, and then it doesn't. And, oh, I have to actually work for things? What do you mean? So life is going to be a kick in the ass for her. That's not good parenting. He was insane. It was 20 years ago. I have no idea how she is now. I hope she's okay. You know, she's probably married. She's probably married to a wealthy person. LOL, I had a brick Roadmaster. It was longer and heavier than... Or she never has to work. Yeah, or that. Sometimes those women marry very wealthy dudes. They'll get cheated on. Absolutely. They'll get cheated on. But I don't know. I think that's the sexist life they signed up for. Usually they fuck around in high school a lot. Maybe they're horny. Those kind of, like, uppity white women, you know what I mean? I don't really know if they're horny. Are they horny? Is anybody an uppity white woman in the chat? Crashing a Benz every 2 months is a waste of cocaine. Absolutely. I mean, this fucking guy needs to stop with his horn. Get an ice cream thing. Or a sound. Or, like, a better... Maybe I should approach him with a acceptable horn and just gift it to him. You can hear this thing down the block. Who needs love and happiness? It is sad. I mean, those very wealthy people, very, very wealthy women, isn't he mobile? Keep it moving. Somebody report this ice cream guy in Citizen. Yes. Yes. Those very wealthy families, like people always think like, oh, I wish I was born into a wealthy family, but I mean, a lot of it's like, especially for women, you're a thoroughbred. It really is like the old king aligning two houses. You don't fall in love and marry. There's no love. You marry for money and like he is appropriate. You marry whom is appropriate. You never get like good deep dicking. That's probably why they're so angry. They never get it. But you're a thoroughbred and everything you do is like watched and monitored and like, how dare you do this to the family name? Like you can't like mess up and be a kid. You know, I often say this. I think that the very, very poor and the very, very wealthy are raised very similarly. They don't really have childhoods. The world raises you because the parents are too busy. They're out working. The kids that are running around screaming in restaurants, they're very wealthy or very poor. Middle class values are like, you got to sit down and behave yourself and put your napkin on your lap or whatever. But the very, very wealthy, they don't have time to raise those kids. The world does it. You also never really have a childhood. And you don't really marry for love. You don't. You don't really marry because like, oh, I like, it's a lot of like, I need this. I need to align our houses. The horn is responsible for at least a few machete incidences. Yes. Yeah, the kids are ignored and then they act out. They act out and they want someone. Kids need boundaries. They need someone to say, can't do that. This is where it stops right now. This is the line. They want it. They need it. I mean, it's a big myth that like kids are angels. They're just little sweet angels. Kids are pushing the envelope every chance they can get. They want to see what they can get away with you, right? And they're craving someone to tell them when to stop. Because then they know that they're being protected and they're watched out over. Secretly, they know that, oh, well, I guess they like love me, you know? But when you don't give that to them, then they act out. They start going crazy. Then they get into drugs. They get into drugs as teenagers. And then some of them go to jail and then some of them go to Harvard. That's just it. That's it. I'm so happy. Because I went to LSU. So happy I didn't go to like Harvard or like some bullshit school. I don't know. I also got a scholarship. It was an in-state school. I had a great time. Any class that I was too dumb to take, I took it at a community college and then got the bullshit transferred over. So I partied. And I wasn't like a floozy. I just like met people. I talked to people. I was too young to enter into the world. So I was like in this little isolated community where I could like talk to people my own age, have a beer, you know, make some friends. Right? That's what college is really for. And if you imagine going to like Stanford, where it's all like, what is my GPA to get into this next lecture? And I've got to like impress my teacher so he can, no, pass me on. And like so cold and stunted to other kids. No. Private school kids can get away with murder. It's legit cruel intentions. It is. He's still on that fucking. No, I didn't go to jail or Harvard. I didn't. I assume you have a great relationship with your mom. Mr. Clean Erotics, I do now. I do now. When I was much younger, because she gave a lot of boundaries. I was very sheltered. Not necessarily sheltered, but I was very like watched over. And you know, I was a kid. I was like, I want to go out. I want to do this. Why do I have a curfew? You know, I get so mad. But then, you know, I would respect the things. And I didn't go to jail or Harvard. But now that I get older, I like that. I respect that. I have a lot of, I think the reason I got out of my situation in this very poor small town in the middle of nowhere, it's because I studied and then got a scholarship and I didn't do drugs in high school. Because, you know, if you do these things, if you start like smoking weed, I'll smoke weed, right? But if you're 14 and doing it, it's going to be harder for you to leave. It's just going to be harder if you're 14 and smoking weed to like get your life together. Your brain is still evolving, right? And then when I've always had like a work ethic. I show up on time. I do my thing. I don't complain. I say yes sir, no ma'am, just like I was taught. But then again, when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to do none of this. But these kind of things got me out of the situation I was in, got me out of so many bad situations. I mean, really just showing up on time and being nice can like open doors to the world. I feel like I'm stealing. Pig bullets. Oh, so pig bullets. Here's the thing with this app. I've already streamed for the allotted number of days, but I've got to do it like a couple more days or something. I've got the viewers. I've been on here long enough. I think I have like 2 more days. So I might do a Twitch where I'm like fucking around in the subway or something, just to like get more content on here, I guess. This is a very weird site, but a lot of my friends are on here, and you know what? The world is a new place, and it's just time for learning. My Venmo? I didn't even think about that. Okay. Amber Nelson 6. Let me double check before I send this off. Let's see. Let me double check. Amber, yep, that's it. I'll send it off. I think I can make into a bit how the very wealthy and the very poor are raised the same. You go to Harvard or you go to jail. I think I can make that into a bit. I'm so not used to this format either. I'm literally starting using Twitch 2 weeks ago. Yeah, String Sarah, it's you gotta have like another app to validate logging in, and I have to get another stream server to log in on this. And then when I get a better camera, which I have, I just have to like hook up the bullshit to it that doesn't work. I'll figure it out. It's just a challenge. But that requires another streaming lab to connect to. It's a lot of hoops. It's a lot of hoops. But you know what? What is life but learning? What is life but learning? You got to learn. There's always a new. I was like struggling with like getting the tech pieces I needed, and a lot of the tech pieces I got were failing. Like I got a camera holder for my chest so I can like cook with my hands, and it's like I'm a little more stable. And the holder didn't work, and so many things didn't work, and I was so frustrated. But then I said, don't consider this a struggle. Consider this a learning experience. It's a learning experience. And that was the mindset that made me not put a bomb on my chest and walk into the ocean. Amber, I haven't been watching your content for long enough. So sorry if this is already out there, but can you do a video on how to make stock? Oh, all right, Big Schlex, I'll do that. I will absolutely do that. I mean, really, you just like a good vegetable broth, healing power. It's really healing. And you feel like a witch when you do it. And you do feel like stronger, healthier when you do it. But basically, take a big plastic Ziploc bag, label it, the date when you started, and every time you make a vegetable, keep it raw, not cooked, because when it's cooked, you're going to get all of the elements out of it that are good for you. So any sort of like skins, like the skin of an eggplant, the peeling of garlic, maybe a little piece of cauliflower here and there. Like anytime you do a little vegetable or something, it's just like a little bit, keep it. Brussels sprout stems, keep it. Put it in that little bag. And then after it's good for like 6 months, to be honest. But I think it'll take you like a couple months. But when you get that bag full, just get a big pot, dump it in the pot, and then fill it with water, let it boil. Maybe put a couple bay leaves in it, a couple black peppercorns, if you will. Maybe a lemon peel, if you wish. And then just let it go for like an hour. And then discard the vegetables, drain that off, and now you've got this beautiful broth that is so good for you. I'm telling you, like when I'm feeling a little bit sick, I make a soup with this. It's so fucking good. Yeah, stock stream. Don't save the seeds or pits. They get bitter. Oh, really? Emery, don't save the seed. Because I have, like, seeds from a squash. Is that going to get bitter? Turnip stems, onion peels, mushroom stems. Yes. Yes. Now we're talking. All that stuff has such good nutrients in there for you. So good for you. And then when you have the soup, I'm like full. You know, whenever you're like full, but you're not bloated, you're not tired, I'm like full and I'm active and I'm like fine for like 5 hours. You know, I don't want anything. It's the kind of full where you're like, no, I'm full. I don't really need anything. I'm fine in my own presence. I remember I made food. My friend had these weird dudes that would come around years ago, and I made him some like sausage and peppers just to be nice. And he ate it, and he was like, "This is power food." And he told me later, he's like, "I wasn't hungry for the rest of the day. I just felt powerful." Because if you just make simple food, you don't have to throw the sink in there. Just make it simple, make it good. It's going to fill you. It's going to make you feel like a powerful human being. And that's what the government doesn't want, man. That's what they're filling us with Cheetos and hamburgers. Because it makes you sad. It makes you just sit there and like hold your head and like, why am I here? Satisfied. Sausage and peppers? Hell fucking yeah. Jalapeno seeds do okay? Yeah. I mean, there's so much. I think I was like in a hotel room years ago at some like La Quinta Inn in the Midwest, and they were showing commercials. I love looking at local commercials just to see what people see, you know? How do I talk to you, right? And it was a lot of like Domino's Pizza. Here's your local Domino's chain, and just like showing the slow dip into butter sauce. And then the next commercial was diet pills. It wasn't even hidden. It wasn't even a hidden propaganda. It was out in the open of like, we will create a problem for you and then sell you a solution. Not even hidden. I love local commercials. I think last I was in a hotel, I filmed, I think I might have it on my camera, this like dude with a bunch of knives he was selling. He's like, come buy my knives. I love it. He was super intense. I love when people are intense about something I have no idea about. Yeah, that's fuck. Just creating, not even trying to hide the propaganda. Just absolutely creating a problem and then selling you a solution. Diet pills? Just don't get pizza, Domino's, and dunk it in butter sauce. But that's easy to say. It's hard to do when you're in small communities because I think a bell pepper in Mississippi was $3. It's kind of expensive. Southern food's really changed. Like, I remember early on growing up in the South, we had like fresh tomatoes, fresh okra, muscadines. The food was fresh, fried catfish. It was from the lake right there. You know, that's what we had. It took a little more time and energy, but like, that's just what you did. You know, there weren't the like, we didn't have Dollar Generals. Dollar Generals is kind of a new thing. Now, when you drive down the South, it's all checked cashing stores, Dollar Generals, Lotto liquor stores. That used to not really be there. There used to not be those businesses. It was just, you took care of yourself, and then that's that. And now it's just so sad. Green bell pepper's $3. It shouldn't be that way. And people are so unhealthy. It's like a rigidly skinny with a pot belly, and like, have your own body. I don't want to body shame, but I can tell when you're like miserable, you know? I can tell when you're like, when there's nothing available to you and you're just eating Fritos corn chips, walking down the highway with your baby stroller. You know those couples that walk across, like, down the highway with their baby stroller, and they're in like hoodies and like smoking cigarettes and like this little plastic thing down the highway? Like, it's a lot of that. We need more community gardens. What's a muscadine? Oh, so muscadine's like a sour berry that grows in a tree, and you just get them off the ground right when they fell. Really good. They taste kind of like a grape. Blackberries, fresh blackberries. I used to walk barefoot down this dirt road pretty far. Pretty far. I mean, my parents were very strict, but when we lived out in the woods, they would just like let me play out in the woods because there's no pedophiles out in the woods. We were really far out. And I would just go get these blackberries, pick them, put them in my shirt, and then like eat them on the way back. And then like pick, if I get too hot, I would like cut I had a little knife on me. Kids got their pocket knives on them. I would cut like those giant elephant ears and have it as an umbrella. If I get bored, just go climb a tree. I mean, that was like some really awesome childhood memories. Just me like up in a tree watching the sunset with blackberries in my pocket. That's the dream. That's what I want. Yeah, that's what childhood should be. Really, I mean, childhood should be free from like violence and sex. That's just go climb a tree. Trans fat gut. Yeah, when you're just like miserable and and it affects your brain. It affects your brain. If you're just eating garbage, then that's what you're gonna. If you put butter in your car, it's not gonna run. You need fuel. You need the appropriate fuel. So if you put, I don't know, what is this? Jack in the Box? What Jack in the Box? What do they got? Like wontons and tacos. It's just like whatever they found in a food court dumpster. If you put that in your body, you're not gonna excel. I had a huge garbage pit behind my house at one point. I loved to play in. Oh, blackberry picking makes up a lot of my childhood memories. Thorns be damned. Yeah. Who cares about the thorns? I mean, you get pricked, you get a little cut. You figure it out. I really think that's how people become. I mean, I have a conspiracy here that the reason why there's so much homework, because I hear these kids talking and like the amount of homework they have, out of this world. You go from school to school again. I think it just makes you want to sit, behave, raise your hand to go to the bathroom. Like, if you have to keep raising your hand to go to the bathroom, then that's going to breed the kind of person as an adult. It's like, hey, so I have these vacation days. I would like to take them if that's okay. Oh, I have to keep working on my vacation and I feel guilty for doing this? I'm sorry, I guess I'll keep churning away at this corporation that doesn't care about me. That's what they're kind of breeding you to do. But if you like fall and scrape your knee and like figure out how to fix it, like that's kind of a more powerful human. Sundays, we'd pick blueberries from our yard for pancakes. Oh, yay, Putin. My job made me ask for permission to book a vacation. Oh, my God. And you know what? We need jobs. We need to work, Like, the system has to keep running. Not everybody can be like, it should be at all, like some kooky artist. No, like, things need to get done, This is not a real job. What I'm doing. Things have to get done. But in the real jobs, don't make people beg for their vacation days. That's their earned days that they have to serve you. And also pay them livably. I feel like you'd be all about Montessori schools, Amber. They're all about teaching kids how to be good adults, cooking, gardening, etc. My mom used to teach at a Montessori school, and it was very interesting. The kids were like, there wasn't, because I would like often go and look at what she was doing, a latchkey kid, right? And the kids, they had structure, but it wasn't like a regular school. It wasn't like science now, math now, English now. It was like, hey, how do you put these blocks together? Let's figure this out. You figure it out, and you tell me. That's what I always like. I always liked that about Montessori schools, is they said, hey, I don't know. The teachers would say, like, my mom would say, like, hey, I don't know. Why don't you show me how you came up with that? And then now the kid's like critically thinking, like, how did I come up with the answer to this? Okay, so, and then like, tell me with your words how you came up with it. I think that's way more powerful. I'd be a great Montessori teacher. Thank you. Permaculture is the way. Grow as much food as you can. Maybe I should, over here, instead of wildflowers, grow like a garden. Because I want an herb garden. And that dog does come to shit right there. And all it does is shit and scream. That's all it does. There's somebody working in their bathroom right now, like digging it up and giving them a new bathroom. And so it's a stranger in their house, right? A plumber. And all the dog does is bark. I'm talking for like 6 hours. 6 hours. And they don't, the owners just, because it's like chaos all the time in that house. I went over there once because their clicker, the gate was open, and I was like, can you please click it closed? And like TV was blasting, the dog was barking, people were screaming at each other. I was like, where is the peace? There's no peace here. Screaming. I just planted an herb garden with shells and crystals. Well, shells and crystals, that's amazing. Do I have people coming in? Oh, there's somebody coming here. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a U-Haul. My roommates are moving in. We might hear, well, it's been like an hour 20. This is fun. We're going to hear people clack, 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 clack. That's fine. You can even get a flower box for your windows and grow some herbs in there. I think I could do that. Oh, there's sirens. There's sirens. Let's see. What is going on? What is happening? 3 incidences. Vehicle collision with injuries. Do you hear that? I think I might have to end the stream soon if it's going to be... It's been an hour 20 if it's going to be chaos. Yeah, vehicle collision with injuries. Rock and roll. Sirens. It's about that time. Machete attack o'clock. New roommate's good. She is the girlfriend of my other roommate, so I already know her. Very nice gal. And that's all you can ask for. It really is. Does anybody have any bad roommate stories? I definitely had a roommate, I think I've said it on the stream before, but she was telling everybody she's going to commit suicide on her birthday, and took a bunch of Benadryl. Hey! Stream. Oh yeah, but come on in. I'm about to end, and it's chaotic anyway. There's police sirens. Yeah, do whatever. Well, we just gotta move it. Yeah, do whatever you need. Oh God, a roommate with 3 fighting pit bulls? Fighting pit bulls? That's call animal control, is what that is. No fucking way 3 fighting pit bulls. That was such a wholesome interaction. Yeah, I like to be nice people. Oh my God, such a bad NYC roommate stories. Ugh. So the pit bulls could like attack you at any moment, right? I don't know. I like pit bulls. And again, it's the owner, it's not the dog. But pit bulls are very territorial. And if an owner doesn't raise them right, the pit bull will fuck you up. I mean, like if you adopt a pit bull from like a rescue center, it's just like a crapshoot. You know, is it going to be a really sweet baby, or is it going to go after my neck? She lived in a closet, ate cake off the floor, and filled the fridge with eggs because she was going to have to eat nothing but biscuit. What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I had a roommate who once would fall asleep on the couch watching porn on a weekly basis, and he tries to grow mushrooms under his pillow. Wait, so he tried to grow mushrooms, like magic mushrooms? Or did he just have, like, no cleaning aesthetic, and then mushrooms grew under his pillow? Which, by the way, if you're listening, change your sheets. Wash your sheets at least once every 2 weeks. Just once every 2 weeks. You got the skin cells, you got the dead little bugs on you. Wash it. All bets up. Oh my God, you hid in your room? A hoarder? Oh my God. Hoarders are next level. I can't even, because you just want to be like, throw it away. But it's like a mental thing. They're like, I can't throw it away because it reminds me of my dad that beat me. I had a roommate who had several duels. One was a felony. Oh my God. My last one used to come in with her boyfriend drunk as hell really late at night on weeknights, and they'd literally stomp and yell and slam the doors and get shitty with me and give me silent treatment for days if I asked them to be a little quieter. Oh my, were they like 23? Were they that? Then When? It's weird. It's weird to like share space with people if you are a piece of trash, and a lot of people are. Oh my god! I had a roommate that let other people move in while me and our third roommate were out of town. What? I came back and found strange people in our house, and all of the stuff had been moved into the halls. Whoa! So rack out 666. So you were gone, and then they were just like, yeah, we'll have people move in. Unsealed jars. Oh, wait. Let me read the mushroom thing here. Let me read this mushroom thing here. Yes, he tried to grow magic mushrooms in unsealed jars under his pillow. There were 5 of us in the house, and we were all coughing up blood. Buddy. Unsealed. Hey, Nippo. So he had unsealed jars of magic mushrooms. So just trash in his room. And yeah, there's spores everywhere. It's getting bullshit in everybody's lungs. No way. Ooh, my arm. You know what they told me? Because I was like, give me a shot on this arm. And they're like, is that your dominant hand? I was like, yeah. And they said, well, you're not going to really, it's going to be sore. And I was like, whatever. And it's sore. That's not how you grow mushrooms. That is so gross. I had another one who used to have her friend send his warrants to our house because they didn't want rich. Oh, because he had rich parents. They didn't want to know he's getting in trouble. Again with his private school kids. He was just growing mold. Yeah, you're right, Wicked of Wicker. I'm growing mold. Yeah, I'm growing Fritos bags in the corner of my room. I'm growing unwashed clothes. Oh my god. Ooh, my arm. So anybody who's had the first vaccine, yes, just when I lift it like this. Ooh, what's in my body right now? It definitely took me a solid half an hour to get kind of going on the stream, and I wonder if that's because of the vaccine or because I was playing Woodoku for an hour before this. Which, if you don't know, Woodoku is this like wooden block thing. You just like put the wooden blocks together and make patterns. Oh yeah, it's bad. I couldn't slip my arm for like 4 days when Oh, really? What is this shit? What is this shit that's happening? We're getting vaccines. We're getting shit put on our bodies. People are dying from COVID. Turns out we were brought in all roommates because the previous roommates went to jail. And they got out of jail and they expected to have their house back. How did you take revenge, Rocky666? Because that is a revenge origin story. They just moved, so these people went to jail. And you went on vacation. And you came back and they were in your house. No explanation, just like, they're here. And you got revenge. How did you do that with people that just got out of jail? Because that could be scary. Turns out we were brought in as roommates because the previous roommates went. Oh, sorry. It's the microchips. Yes, all the microchips. Oh, ding, ding, ding. That's the cops. They're coming after me. They found out about my stream. They're coming after me. They know where I am. My worst roommate just yelled at me. It's your body working hard. If it didn't make you feel weird, then If it didn't make me feel weird, then it should be worried. Interesting. Thank you, Emery. If it didn't make you, because I'm guessing a lot of my like bullshit going on in here is just like churning to fight it. Is it kind of like the flu vaccine where they give you a little bit of the flu? Like, am I going to get a little bit of the COVID, or is it just pure acid in my body to fight it? I don't know. I don't know. And are we going to have to keep getting shots every year? Does it have to happen every year? Immunological responses, I guess. It was summer in Texas, and we immediately started to move out. I kept the AC. Electricity was in her name. Kept the windows and doors open. Then posted her info with detailed info on Backpage and Craigslist. She ended up having to change her number, and the bill was super high. Honestly, I should have pooped. That's really funny because the bill's in her name. That's great. What a great way to get back at that bitch. No, it's a different type of vaccine. The vaccine does not have any COVID in it. Thank you, Feral HW. I mean, I know there's lots of like resources I can look into, and I've tried looking into it, but it's a lot of doctors being all smart. And I just want someone really dumb to explain it to me what is going on in my body right now. You know what I mean? Explain it to me like I'm 5. I don't need. I mean, I guess Fauci is doing a good job at that. I'll probably smoke this and then boogie. I feel like I'm getting a little tipsy on this. I don't know. What am I saying? I'll keep going. It's cold for a chimpanzee. It's a cold for a chimpanzee. Oh, boy. Is that what I have? They did come out with a vaccine pretty early in the game, which is why I was afraid of it. But again, lots of people have taken it and they're fine. A lot of wealthy people have taken it, like doctors and lawyers. A friend of mine, her family is like high up. I don't know. They're like smart people. And they got it. They got it taken and they got it done. So I feel like they're not just going to give me cheese whiz in my body. You know, it's going to be like a real thing. Which one did I get? I don't know. Here's the thing, Militant. Like, I get into this warehouse basement situation, and they just shoot me up with something. I don't know what I got. I know I have to go back to get it, so it's not the Johnson & Johnson one. I know I have to go back to get it. But I think that's the scary thing, is I literally have no idea what this nice lady put in my body. I mean, I'm smoking cigarettes, so I'm not above anything, but it is just weird to set an appointment to go into a basement to get poked with some strange fluid by a nice lady. Yeah, I have a card. Your body's making good cells beating up bad virus. I like it. Oh, I got a card. Yeah, I got a card. So I'm going to go back, I think a month from now. A month from now I go back, and I get the second dose, which is going to make me sick. Apparently, a lot of people said that you like just take that night, take that day, and then don't even do anything, don't schedule anything. What if I streamed the day after getting... I mean, if it's on a Friday, then all right. We'll do a stream. If it's J&J, the COVID genetic material inserted in delivery vector virus, but neither can replicate it. So your body is working, building immunity. So my body's building immunity, and that's why my arm is sore. Okay. You've got a little node protein in your body that can recognize, but only if you get the Rona or vaccine. Your immune system responds by making a bunch of warriors to fight it either way. Oh, okay. It's just one kills people. It's just that one kills people sometimes and the other doesn't. Uh-oh. So it's like my body's working to build little soldiers right now, and that's why I'm hurting. Yeah, rock and roll. Your dad got the second shot, no problems? Yeah, my mom got the second shot, no problems. I think I'll be fine. I'm just a little baby. I'm a little baby when it comes to this shit. I don't like hospitals. I don't like doctors. I mean, I'm appreciative that they're there. Thank you for being there. But if somebody was ever like, hey, Amber, we're going to need you to get open heart surgery to save your life, I would say, you know what? I'm going to go to the beach and die. I'm going to go get a cheesesteak on the beach and a margarita. I think I'm just going to go do that instead of like getting this crazy surgery. And my thing is the anesthesiologists. The anesthesiologists make me the craziest because if they don't do their job correctly, you can wake up in the middle of the surgery and feel everything. And also, I'm a bartender. I drink after I work, right? So if you're dealing with drugs all day, I have no proof on this, but if you're dealing with drugs all day, do anesthesiologists dip into some of the poison? Do they get some of the hoochies? Do they do this? You know, and are you going to be all drugged up and fucked up when you're looking at me? And I think like women need a higher dose of anesthesia and redheads need a higher dose of anesthesia. That came out. So like that must mean there were some redheads that were like, I felt everything. And now they're like, oh shit, I guess it's the redheads. They have monitors for that. Okay. My parents got the second shot too. So happy for them. Oh, good. I woke up in the middle of a surgery. Whoa, so Uncanny Rachel, so you had a surgery when you were really small and you woke up in the middle of it? What happened? Did they put you right back out immediately? You remember it? Uh-uh. Dude, anesthesiologist bringing you awake and asleep in perfect balance. Yeah, that's what a nut job. They should be. I bet they are paid a lot. They should be paid a lot of money. But just like keeping people. I wonder how many serial killers are anesthesiologists because they know just how to give people the right dose to get them out. I don't know. But then again, this is me just chatting on Twitch. Are anesthesiologists drug addicts, serial killers? Have you ever seen the movie Coma? No, but is that about waking up in the middle of surgery? It's the highest paying job there is. So anesthesiologist is the highest paying job there is? I mean, I can see why. I can see why. You're taking each individual human being and be like, what do I have to do to make you zonked out and then wake you up again? So then you don't feel the doctors digging into your cervix. No way. No way. I have trust issues. I don't even like flying. And I think I don't because I don't know who these pilots are. They could be Jack Nicholson in there, just getting drunk. Oh, really, guys? So I got to see COVID. Angel, if anesthesiologists get paid good, but your malpractice, super high stakes job. Yeah, I bet. I was talking to somebody in a medical profession. There's a lot of and I don't want to shit on anybody in the medical profession. They obviously took very good care of me today. But there's a lot of con artists in the medical profession. There was a friend of mine he works in medicine, and he said that there was a case in a high, well-known California hospital where somebody just lied on their credentials about being a doctor. And they were never a doctor. They never went to medical school. They don't know anything. I mean, I guess they know enough to get in the doors, but they had on their stupid coat and their stupid thing where they hear your heartbeat, and then they were just a doctor for a while, for several months. No. Malpractice insurance is super high. Anesthesiologist or proctologist, would you rather? Honestly, would I rather be? Probably a proctologist. See them buttholes all day. They never see you coming. Anesthesiologist or proctologist. I mean, it's just super high stakes jobs that I just have to trust people with because I talk to people all the time. I mean, I'm a bartender. I see everybody and I want to learn how to talk to everybody. I'm a comic. I'm a bartender. I see it. There's a lot of dumbass people. There's a lot of really stupid people just walking around, paying taxes, working at jobs, sitting next to you, just stupid as fuck. And hopefully they are not giving me anesthesia for a surgery. And hopefully they're not giving me surgery. There's a lot of dumb people. I remember I was serving somebody. They were on a vacation. They loved Danny Trejo, and they blow their vacation budget on one lunch because they just kept buying merchandise. And I get it. You love Danny Trejo, and we want the money. We love it. But you have a whole week. You have a whole week in kids. You're going to Disney World tomorrow. They were saying we're going to Disney World tomorrow. And then their card gets declined. And I am a good salesperson, but it was hey man, I'll sell you the sweater. It's $50 because it was the fifth sweater I sold them. And I was aren't you going to Disney World tomorrow? Either way, they are good at one thing and one thing only. I guess that's it. Yeah, be good at one thing and one thing only. I'm guessing anesthesiologists are probably not good at soccer. They're not good at cooking. If an anesthesiologist is I don't cook, I just order in. I'm okay, I get it. You don't you want it, taken care for you. I feel like I am blabbing. It's been about an hour 38. I think I might boogie. Looks like we're all kind of moving in. There's going to be some noises. This is a really fun stream. Yeah, they're dumb at everything else. I could accept that. I accept that. Yeah, be really good at anesthesiology. Understand that. And, if you want to be dumb at playing tennis, rock and roll. Rock and roll. All right. I'm going to boogie. This is really fun. Hour 38? I know one, and sees us, and I'm sure she's fun and sweet. Good at parties. Huh. Well, good for her. I like her. Oh my god, I look like garbage. I was like focused on the comments and not on how I look. I definitely look like a wine mom. All right. I'll see you next Friday, 6 o'clock. I might get a better setup for this. I usually just do it right on the table. Maybe I'll go on the back. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Let me know what you want. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week.